everybody? This is the Evil Good Guy, and in this video I will be showing you my new version of DE Nuke revamp for Counter-Strike Go. So this is going to be version 5. Previous version is version 4. Good solid number, you know. So basically, before I get started showing you off the map, I'll just explain that the overall style has changed like a fair amount. Basically, it looks like it's under construction in that it's actually getting its own revamp. So it's kind of a play on words, you know, kind of cool. But anyway, alright, so we got some scaffolding over here to show off the construction theme in the T-spawn. Just takes up some useless space, so no biggie, no impact on gameplay there. We got some broken windows and bullet decals for the guard station back here, and still got that dead guard hanging out in there. I got some signs and stuff, sort of like this one. I'm not going to read that to you. You guys can check it out if you want. But I got some signs and custom decals and stuff around the map that kind of explain and add lore and story to the map of why it's having a revamp and all that. One change in this version compared to the last one is that the dumpster now has all of its trash raised up above its surface. And there's, you know, some props and crap all added in there, which look all neat. The other major change to the T-spawn area is that the whole entire spawn has been moved forward about 3 persons width or length, I guess you could say. It used to be from like right here to like right here, but now it's from like this corner to about this corner. So that shaves off like a couple seconds of total travel time to the center of the building. When you combine that with the 2 seconds I already shaved off in a previous build from condensing the entire corridor, that's like 3-4 seconds total travel time. So the CT spawn time and the T spawn time, or I guess the travel distance for those guys towards the middle of the map is very similar now. Alright, so if we'll just keep moving on, I actually have a whole new area inside this building. It's just called Back Way at the moment. Don't have a better name for it. Essentially just serves as an extra sniping option for the terrorists. It's probably not going to get used a whole lot, but it's an option, and I don't think it's going to like negatively impact gameplay. I really haven't tested it a ton, so we'll see. But yeah, basically I just deleted some of the extra chain link fences because this originally went straight like this into the corner of the building. So what I did was I removed some of those, I lowered the roof right here, extruded this from the building, added the little sidewalk and all that jazz, and so yeah, basically there you have that. So we call it dumpster. I just called it dumpster on top because you got a dumpster right there, I don't know. And it was one of the available names. Oh, and also one thing to note is I made it so all the doors in the map no longer close by themselves. I found that really obnoxious and really weird. I put some chain link fences down here, obviously, to make it look like there used to be some up top, and also to make it so you can't just hide wherever you want over here. It kind of limits it a little bit. You still have a bunch of vantage points like right here up top and near the barrels and whatnot. And right away, I'm sure you guys noticed I replaced those big old ugly boxes with some scaffolding and a ladder. And I moved the truck around. So now this actually resembles the original map a lot more than my previous versions. So basically the truck takes place of the cargo container, and you can actually run on the side of it and hide just like you could before, except you can shoot through the scaffolding with pistols. Everything is wall bangable through that. One nice thing too is you can just run up this railing and immediately jump up on the roof. That adds a much faster route up to this attic area, which I'm calling it right now. So the attic area, which I had in my previous version, had a bunch of chain link fences, looked really crappy, really random. So now with the whole like construction theme, this works a lot better. Now you don't have those stupid sparks in your face when you shoot through. Works a whole lot better, and you can actually throw weapons and the bomb through here too. You can't go through it though. So now with the whole new timing and everything of the T-spawns, based on the timing trials I've done myself, it seems like counter-terrorists can get to about there if you guys both rush at the same time with a knife. It just kind of depends too, and I mean, I think this also equals it out and like lets me have an excuse for keeping this fuel rod container, because now that terrorists have a better vantage point up here, you can kind of counter the counter terrorists. Kind of counter the counter terrorists when they're using this as a way to keep the terrorists at bay down there coming from radio. And you can also like use incendiaries or whatnot. Just ignore the floating box. So I added a vent right here. This was like a last minute thing. It's sort of like a, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's OP or not right now. You guys will have to give me your opinion. So basically, if the vent cover is not shot or exploded, or basically if it's not broken, you can drop down and take 0 damage. If it is broken and you fall down, you will take damage. It's like 12 damage if you fall against the slant at the back. If you just drop straight down without slowing yourself down on a slant, it's like 24 damage or something like that instead of 14. But yeah, I think this could really add a lot of versatility to the plays that the T's can do. It makes taking ramp a lot easier, especially if someone goes down below and then one person up top and then you just drop down. Give me your opinions though about this, like, because I think if a terrorist is at the bottom and then another T drops on top of him, he won't take any fall damage. So it might be a little OP, I'm not really sure. It could add for some really cool plays, I think, though. Also, I made this slanted at the top so people from the bottom can totally throw grenades and bounce it perfectly off here and flame this whole area if a counter-terrorist was somehow below there, like if they rushed faster than the T's. But if you don't want to drop down and take damage in case like a counter-terrorist blew up the vent cover, you can actually run back here and slide right off some of the scaffolding supplies I got and don't take any damage. So that's a pretty quick way to get off the roof if you don't want to use this vent, because it's a little slower because you got to crouch through it. Real quickly, one thing on T-roof is I added these extra supports right here which reflect the supports on the inside, so it kind of makes wall banging better because you get, well, I mean, it makes it easier for references for wall bangs. I also moved this door from this wall to the railing and extended the windows all the way back. So now if you stand on this railing, you get a really good vantage point for wall bangs through that window for pretty much all of heaven and the catwalk. The only way to really get anybody in this corner, though, if they're crouching, is if you get someone to be a really cool dude for you and get you on top of this and boost you up here on top of this door frame. And then you should be able to hit somebody down there. It's pretty close. Yeah, we'll have to see for more testing. I haven't really had the chance to do that. That was a last-minute addition. So real quick, I added that little vent thingamajig. Let's see, what else did I do back here? So I added a model railing for the stairs. I added a model railing for this catwalk right here. And also, guys, let me know if you think this catwalk is even necessary anymore, or if maybe I should just like shorten it so the ladder starts right here and then move that box over or something. Like, I kind of like the catwalk, but I think it kind of makes this whole dumpster area like obsolete. I don't know. Like, what do you think? I don't know, but it definitely helps tease out a little bit if they're trying to rush over here and a counter-terrorist thinks he's going to be like a big old badass and just keep him at bay. Just to be aware, though, CTs can jump from this entrance roof over to the catwalk if they got skills to pay the bills. So it's not like it's totally T-sided. But I'm just trying to make it so T's can, you know, easily dominate their own territory back here, you know. One other thing I made is that you can actually rotate back up to T-roof from here now. Obviously, it's not as fast as having the ladder in the original. You have to crouch jump. But at least you have that option now. So hey, in lobby I removed that girder support that you had going through here. So now you can wall bang again. Man, I suck. So now you can wall bang again through the door. I removed those gas tank things right here. Added some little detail back to this rear part of hut. These pipes are non-solid, so this area is exactly the same size. I know you guys like to check out my areas and are like, oh, it seems smaller, even though most of my areas are pretty much exactly the same size. So yeah, this has the whole construction theme going on in Squeaky. Doesn't really change it, it just makes it look different. I guess we'll move on to bombsite A. So yeah, I converted this area into the construction theme as well. This whole side is sheetrock. I'm hoping that that can be used for grenades to be thrown off of, maybe from inside of hut or outside of hut. Flashbang the CTs that are hanging out back here. And I just think it looks a lot cooler than having that stupid chain link fence. So up in rafters, I still got the railing on this section. You guys were whining a lot about it, so I tried to compromise, you know. So I removed some of it and gave it, you know, the whole construction theme, like it's not put together yet all the way or something. You can't do that crazy glitch, or I guess you guys could call it the skill jump, but it's a glitch jump. So I don't think you can do it. I'm not very good at it, but I don't think you can do it anymore onto these pallets because this is in the way. But in reality, that's really just more of like a trick where, you know, it's like for bragging rights. You're like, hey, bro, check this out. I mean, it really only saves like 0.25 seconds off of your travel time. So you can still, you know, fast run up the ladder and then jump off and slide. Except, obviously, not get hurt like I did. So, yeah. Alright, so I guess I can quickly do outside. So nothing's different with CT compared to last time, except that I added the little pallet of insulation. And in the warehouse, I replaced that large yellow fuel rod container with some pallets of sheetrock and some pallets of insulation again. You can boost up on top of here. It doesn't really give you much of an advantage, but I don't know, maybe you could make use of it somehow. But that's the whole point. It should not give the CTs an advantage anyway. So that's good, in my book anyway. This isn't new in this version. Oh, so just so you guys are aware, I'm only really covering what's new in this version, not like overall, because there's so much freaking stuff. This video would be like an hour and a half long. But, a lot of people in their videos that they made of the map kept commenting about this, and this is indeed longer than in the original game. It's like 3 persons longer or something like that. I thought that was a good thing anyway to leave it like that. Helps the tease out a little bit. What else? Some people thought this area was smaller. That is exactly the same. Same with this area, exactly the same. One thing that is different about this is that this door frame is a little bit smaller because I'm using models. So it's more of a choke point now, which is kind of bad, but eh. So it originally went out to about here and to about here. One thing I was thinking about doing was making it so that it looked like this door frame was under construction with some metal frames and sheetrock. And putting some sheetrock on this side to fill in the gaps so it could be wall bangable. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that might open up some cool possibilities, especially since it used to be that big anyway. So yeah, let me know how you feel about that. And I got some insulation there. Oh yeah, and I forgot this big change. I moved this pallet back to where it used to be instead of it being right there. It's not the same though, because you can't really hide behind it with a big gun anymore. People will see your gun sticking out if they come up into heaven. You can jump on it a lot easier with the pylon, but you can also jump on it with that, the hand truck or pallet jack. So if you guys think it'd be a good idea, I could just, you know, remove those pylons. They're not a big deal. They're just kind of hanging out. I did fix that glitch where you could throw a Molotov on top of this shelf and flame the top of hut. That is no longer possible. Alright, so let's head down to B, I guess. First things first, I did turn on this light per your guys' request. It was a bit dark back here. It's a lot more illuminated. Alright, so first things first, again. I love saying that apparently. Added this little railing model to the ladder. It seemed like 99% of the time you could run right over that and you would not fall in. But a couple people commented saying they did fall in, so I didn't want to add it there because there's more to run into, but I figured I might as well. I also got the breakable glass to prevent guns and the bomb from falling in, and also to help with nade throws, so you can smoke this area off, because I know that was a huge thing before in the original. These walls are now slanted instead of having corners. I think it adds for smoother gameplay and not as many shadowy, hidey areas. And I also added lights to the walls. I removed that floodlight over here, and you know, now we got that new light. Let's see, what else do we got? So the bomb planting area is the same. You can only plant like
I'm planting the bomb.
basically from here all the way to the back, you know, on all sides. That's basically how big this square is. It goes all the way around. A lot of people are commenting saying, oh, you know, it's so dark, it's so CT-sided down here. Well, if the T's even get a chance to plant and they plant on Catwalk, you're basically guaranteed to win. Also, I'm going to address the darkness issue. I know a lot of you guys complain about it, and I totally understand where you're coming from. And it sucks because I'm just as frustrated as you guys, because I can't account for all of your guys' different monitor settings and gamma settings and whatnot. And for me, how I'm viewing it right now, it will show up darker in the recording that I'm going to put on YouTube because that's how Fraps goes. But for me right now, there's really no shadows at all. Like, there's a faint outline of some shadows, but they're not even dark. It's like, so there's shadows right there, and kind of like in this corner. But it's not even dark at all. You can easily see me. So for me, it's always been really bright. I did brighten it up even more now. I added an extra light for each of the lengths of these catwalks. I added one in the middle, shining at B. I added one there, added one there. Brighten up a little bit of the top, or I mean the ceiling lights. It's kind of weird. I thought I walked through that a second ago. But anyway, so it is very bright for me. I tested it on a couple of other computers, probably about 5 different monitors in general, and it is not dark at all. So I mean, I don't know if you guys need to adjust your settings, or if I need to, and all the other people I tested the computers on need to, or what. But that is one frustrating thing. I definitely feel you guys there. I'm not doing it on purpose. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'll be okay, yeah, so the whole big thing you guys are probably freaking out about. I have this whole new hallway over here. It's got the whole construction theme going on. I have a floodlight in here. So it's very bright. There's really no darkness in here at all. Basically, my whole theory about this is that it makes it easier for someone trying to take the site from this hallway. Is because, or I mean, it's kind of a plus and minus for both, you know, because you can only be seen by one vent at a time, but you can also be seen by windows, like, really, really easy. And it also lines up really perfectly with that vent like this. Also, if you have an op, you can totally wallbang right through this wall into the vent and kill anybody who's hiding there. Also, I made it so that this wall is no longer a corner with like a bulge like that side. I made it so it's just one big curve. Makes it so people hiding can be seen easier from windows, and also so you can't camp as much in there. Let's see. What else did I do? So I guess we can go up in ramp now and check that out. I'm not going to go in radio. That's all the same. So this is how it looks from down below. Basically the same. I just changed the door textures. I mean, they're actually models now instead of flat brush textures. This is replaced now with wall insulation. You cannot do that stupid, silly, crazy, physics-breaking wall jump, or, well, boost run jump onto that pipe. Again, I feel like that's never used. It's more of like a bragging right, like, oh, look, we can totally break the map, you know. But if you guys whine, don't worry. I can always add it back. I'm on your guys' side. Someone did complain about not being able to run up the side of this ladder. You can kind of run up the side of it now. I think that was, they're mostly whining either to troll me or because it made it almost impossible to do the jump from the rail to the shelf. I'm really not that good at those jumps, honestly, so I don't even know if it's still possible. It probably isn't anyway because the ladder's already, like, further left than it's ever been. So yeah, I think that's basically it. Really, I mean, there's a lot of other changes I made in the previous versions, but like I said, there's so many I'm really not going to go over it all. Before I end the video, I'd really like to thank all of you guys who have helped me out and given me criticism, whether it's been positive or negative. I know there's a lot of you guys who love to troll me. But it's alright. I mean, everybody's passionate about the game and about the map, and everybody wants it to turn out good. I'm sure that Valve is eventually going to release their own version of it, which is going to be awesome, and it's just going to make mine totally obsolete. But until then, I'm going to keep having fun with it. And like I said, I'm really appreciative that you guys have taken time to discuss it, make your own videos, and give me criticism. I think that's really great. And yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions or more criticisms about this map, or this version, feel free to let me know. Bring it up on the Steam Workshop. I'll probably make a thread for it, and then we can all check it out. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for playing. Oh, wait. If anybody... My biggest problem that I'm having with testing the map is I have no server to host it. So if anybody out there wants to host it, feel free. You know, that would make testing this map so much better, so we could actually hold competitions and do, you know, some actual good play testing going on. And oh yeah, also before I forget, the damage for the pool, the reason for me doing that is because I don't want people camping in there. That is simply it. That is the whole reason. I've never had the bomb or guns or anything ever fall in the pool. And I've tested this map like, oh my god, so many times. It's ridiculous. But I've never had anything fall in there. I'm sure it can happen, obviously. But I did fix it in previous versions where the bomb and other items can no longer fall below the floor. It can't fall between the cracks or anything like that anymore. The damage is as low as I can actually do it. I wanted to go lower, but it's already as low as it'll go. It's like 1 damage per tick. So that's like 2 HP per second, which is really not that bad. I can kind of just hang out in here for a little while. Unless you're mega low, it's not going to be fatal. But okay, I'm glad I didn't forget about that. That was pretty important, actually. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'm probably forgetting something, but there's just so many changes I've done to the map, I can't really remember it all. But alright, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you around.